Good morning, Floss Tube. It's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Thursday. It is the 7th of May, and I am back for Chart of the Day video number 26. I looked, and now I'm not sure if that's right. I think it's 26. So how are you today? It is a cloudy, gonna rain kind of day. It hasn't started raining yet, and they're not calling for thunderstorms that I'm aware of. Just rain. Dan got the canopy done on the deck. He repaired it as best he could, but he says another big wind and it's gone. So going to be watching for sails on those because I'm pretty sure we'll get another good wind before this is all said and done. Sorry, there's a there's a grassy area out here in front of the store, and I have a it's not a gym, it's a boot camp place that's on the end of the strip mall, and the dude that runs it is out there doing odd looking things in the grassy area. I know he's exercising, but it just looks kind of funny because he's out there by himself and he's just doing some weird movements. Sorry, made me giggle. Back on topic. So I hope you all are well. I got my hair done. I think it looks good. It's staying behind my ears again. I had her cut it extra short in the back, just in case we end up shutting down again and I can't get to my appointments. I gotta say, I was a little nervous. I'm driving down 72nd Street trying to get to my appointment yesterday, and I'm going back and forth. Maybe I should call and cancel. No, let's keep it. We never know when we'll be able to get in and get another one. No, maybe we should cancel it. It's just not safe. No, it'll be fine. She just opened up. It'll be fine. No, maybe we shouldn't. I ended up going, obviously. No more gray either. Isn't that great? I think it's awesome. It's funny how a haircut and color can make you just feel so much better. So, did you get some stitching done last night? I did not. I got home. She ended up delaying my appointment by a few minutes, so I didn't get home until after 8. Dan, bless his heart, had dinner prepared. It was cheese tortellini with Alfredo sauce or marinara, and tortellini is not on my no carbs diet, but he took the time to try, and he knew that, and he told me that. He says, I know it's on your not on your diet, but it was the easiest thing for me to make. So, you know, and let's be honest. You put a plate of pasta in front of me, I'm going to eat it. So we ate dinner, and then I had pasta hangover. So I was tired and I went to bed. Had a good night's sleep. Got up this morning and I'm like still bloated from eating the pasta, so I'm gonna not have any carbs today and try and get rid of that bloat because my tummy's not feeling good. Anyway, that was probably more information than you wanted, but there it is. I have a little bit of a holdover. What did I do with it? I thought I put it. Hang on just a second. I brought something to show you. Okay, what I was saying was I brought something to show you that related to yesterday's question of the day, which was, do you collect scissors? It doesn't look like there's a lot of you that responded anyway. There it goes again. To the question, some of you do, most of you, I think, do not collect scissors, which I don't know how you've managed to avoid that little thing, because yeah, I'm just all over that. So I brought something to show you that Dan made for me a number of years ago. I'm going to say 4 or 5 years ago he made this for me. I call it a scissor beak bird. They used to have antique ones, and you can still find those on eBay and Etsy. I don't think that's what they're actually called, but that's what I call them, is a scissor beak bird, because your scissors go through the bird's head and make the beak. But there was a pair of Saju scissors that came out about that time, and there were 3 pair, and they were wood-handled scissors, and they were just beautiful. And so I had him make me a wooden scissor beak bird to go with my scissors. So I thought I would show them to you, since we were discussing scissors yesterday and how you store them. So this is the scissor beak bird that Dan made for me. I broke his poor wee little, I don't know what you want to call that, little doopy-doo thing. So, and Dan hot melt glued it, which he didn't do a very good job. Someday I'm going to have him remove that and replace it, but now is not that time. So see how the little point of the scissors comes out, and like I said, these are Saju. They're not made anymore. There were 3 different wood types. I only bought the one. I kind of wish I'd bought the others, but I only bought the one. I actually have a wooden thimble that matches. He made a little drawer. I'm not sure. He used several different kinds of wood. I'm not sure what they are, but it's one of my prized possessions. I think it's just beautiful, and I love him, or her. I don't know if she's male or female, but anyway, I thought I would bring it and show you, since you seem to like his woodworking. Okay, probably enough of chit-chat for you this morning. Oh, do you want to know how my day started? Probably, again, more information than you need, but my day started, I came out of the bathroom this morning after showering to find the dog, Rags, had vomited on my bed. By that time it had a chance to soak all the way through, so my day started by laundry. And I don't know about you, but by the time I run a load of laundry through these newfangled washing machines, it's an hour and 24 minutes. I'm not sure how that's saving water, because half the time it comes out dry, and I have to rewash it. So as soon as stores open up again, I am getting a new washer and dryer, because that's I have one of those machines that was Samsung machines that was recalled because it blows up if you put too much in it, and my dryer is 41 years old. So and it takes about 2 hours to dry a load of laundry anymore. So neither is being very efficient, and I intend to get a new one as soon as I can. So that's how my day started, but we're going to look on the positive side and say that it's going to rain. We need the rain here in Nebraska. And I like the rain, especially if I have to be inside, might as well rain. And we're going to have a good day today, right? It's a good day to be happy. So we're going to be happy today. That's my goal, is I'm trying to make you happy. So hopefully you're enjoying your morning so far. I have chosen, now I had a request, I can't remember who requested it, but someone asked if I couldn't show some larger charts. I wasn't deliberately avoiding larger charts. The problem comes in with the fibers called for. A lot of times I do not have all of them, and fabric, large pieces of fabric, are not easy to come by. And generally speaking, if I show something, people are going to call and want what I showed, and it may be I just have a little piece of the fabric to show you and not the full. So I've been not necessarily avoiding, I just haven't been able to find anything that I have all the stuff for that I would feel comfortable showing. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I will honor your request, and I chose something larger today that I actually have most of the called for stuff. So it's Jane Cowey from the Scarlet House. Came out at market. It's a beautiful sampler. These butterflies that are on it. Very pretty. I like the striped wing on the bird. It's got houses. It does have a little bit of over 1 right here. It calls to be stitched on 46 count. The stitch count is 244 by 290, which on 46 count she ends up being about 10.5 by 12.5. Calls for MPI silks, and she does give a conversion for the DMC, so I have pulled both. I actually had all of the MPI. I don't carry the full line of MPI. I'm working on it slowly, but I don't carry the full line. I would say the DMC colors are a little bit brighter, bolder, more saturated in color, and the MPIs are a little softer, and I actually kind of prefer the softer colors. They're close, and if you hadn't seen the NPIs, you probably would never know, but I'm just trying to keep it real and letting you know how it is. So and it does call for cocoa, 46 count cocoa from Weeks Dye Works, which I do not have. I do have some 46 count Weeks Dye Works on order, but it's been on back order for a couple of months, so I don't know when that'll come in. Sometime it'll be here, I'm sure. I have chosen for fabric, I've got several that I have chosen. First one is Exemplar, Vintage Exemplar from Lakeside Linens. And I will show you, there's the MPIs. I think they'd be beautiful on that cocoa color. I don't have it. So there's MPIs. And there's the DMCs. See there, they're just a little bit bolder in color, but pretty close. If I hold them up together, you know, pretty close. If Vintage Exemplar is not your cup of tea, I have a new color from, I think it's Fiber on a Whim, that I picked up at market called Parchment. It's a green, which is not showing up exactly. Look more down here. It is definitely a green color, but I think the colors would look really pretty on there if you like green, which I do. Another piece I picked up at market, again, I think it's Fiber on a Whim. This one is called Dunes. It's more of a golden, but also green, and I think it would be pretty on there also. Very pretty color. And I think you also could get away with even Vintage Light Exemplar. The only thing you would maybe worry about a little bit is this one, and you might have to change it up a little bit. I haven't looked to see where it's used, but I think you'd be okay on there. So those are several choices you could do for fabric, and of course it can be done on a larger count fabric. You could drop it down to 40 or 36. She's going to get pretty big the further down you drop her, but it could be done without a problem. Just keep in mind there is some over 1 in her name. What do they call that? Do they call that a cartouche or something? I don't know. It's the words right there. You could just as a suggestion. You could leave that out and just put in, you know, like her initials and do it over 2 with the, you know, the year she did it underneath that, and you'd probably be fine. The verse is also, okay, scratch that, because the verse is also, although you could find a different verse. Hang on just a minute, mailman's going to walk in the door. Okay, I'm back. So yes, you could do that, and you could find a shorter verse to go in here if you really wanted to stitch this and not do it on 46, you know, and do some over 1. Although it's not as bad as you think, and it calls for a tent stitch, which is even better. So tent stitch being you're just doing 1/2 of the cross, in case you don't know that. I did want to mention my necklace is a pair of scissors. Long time ago, about 3 years now, when I started recording videos for FlossTube, I had a necklace that was scissors, and everybody wanted to know where I got it. Well, it was a kind of a one-off thing at TJ Maxx, and I told people that if I ever found another scissor necklace, I would let you know. I do have another source. They're a little smaller than the ones I have. They have a little heart. I don't know if you can see there's a little heart and then a little pair of scissors. You can get them in gold, silver, and rose gold. They run about $24. I've been wearing mine quite a bit to make sure it doesn't tarnish and turn green, because I have a tendency to eat through things like that. Like, I have to watch what needles I use because I eat through the finish on those. So it must be my body chemistry. But anyway, I just thought I would mention for those. I did find some. They're on my website. I don't have a whole lot of them because I didn't know if they would sell or not. So just an FYI for you there. With that, I think I'm done talking about the chart of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great afternoon, morning and afternoon. Some of you are probably getting on close to afternoon already. It's almost 10 here. Got some product to check in today. I still have more cleaning to do. So it'll be another busy day for me. Dan will teach tonight, so I'll go home and stitch rather than make supper, because by the time he's done teaching, he's really not hungry. He'll just snack on something. And other than that, that's my day. Melanie and I were discussing how there isn't much to talk about because she doesn't do anything, I don't do anything. So I try and call her every day and just see how things are. She's getting her countertops today, though, which will be nice. The perimeter countertops. Her island still doesn't have. That comes, I think, next week. She still doesn't have a stove. The electrician finally did show up, but he installed lights instead of. She would have preferred the stove and the dishwasher get hooked up, but he did the lights instead. So hopefully this weekend, maybe he'll do her stove, because she's been using a microwave and a crock pot since January. And she cooks. She actually cooks meals. So pretty sure she's sick of them by now. But it'll be good to get her countertops on. And maybe they'll get her sink hooked up. Chris hooked up like a laundry type sink for the interim period. But I think she really wants her other sink back. So anyway, that's about all we had to talk about, was what was going to happen there. Otherwise, they don't go anywhere or do anything. I don't go anywhere or do anything. She didn't want me to go and get my hair cut very bad. she says, Julie, it's just not safe. And I said, I know, but I'm going to do it anyway. I came home, I disinfected myself, so I think it was fine. That's all I have for today. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, I forgot the question for the day. How could I forget that? I'm sorry. Here's your question for today. I was talking about the pasta that Dan made me and how bloated I felt and how I was not going to have any carbs for the day because I just need to get that carb bloat out of my system. So for breakfast this morning, instead of my usual, I usually have a half of a sandwich thin with some peanut butter and usually some bacon or and cheese. I know, peanut butter and cheese, odd combination. I've always eaten peanut butter and cheese, so but it has some carbs in it. So I opted for scrambled eggs this morning with bacon and cheese in it, which has no carbs. So my question for you, which made me think about what other people like to have for breakfast. My favorite breakfast, well, I like breakfast. I think most everyone I know likes breakfast. There are a few out there who don't eat breakfast. I know that. If I had to pick one thing that I really like for breakfast, I'd probably say that it was French toast with lots of butter and syrup on it. But that's followed really closely by Cinnamon Crunch bagels and donuts. I love a good maple stick. I like the they call it angel cream around here rather than the Bavarian cream. I do not like Bavarian cream. I like pudding. I do not like Bavarian cream. I like the white angel cream. But I also like pancakes. I like waffles. So I call them dipping eggs. I think most people call them like over easy, fried eggs over easy or something like that, sunny side up. I don't know. I like my yolk runny so I can dip my toast in it or my bacon in it or my sausage in it. But, so yeah, eggs. I like eggs for breakfast. I like all the breakfast. Now, I know Southern people have something called grits. I have a feeling I would not like that. It would be a texture thing. But, so my question is, if you can narrow it down. Obviously, I could not. My question is, what's your favorite thing to have for breakfast? And if it's all the things, you can say it's all the things. But I'm just curious, what, A, do you eat breakfast? Are you a breakfast person? B, what's your favorite breakfast? I will try and attach this to the end of the other video, but I don't know if I know how to do that. So this might be a very, very short video. Second video, part B video, something like that. Anyway, sorry. You take care. I'll see you in the morning. Have a great day and be happy.